This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, I'm discussing a Facebook ads tip that can help you reach your right audience for less money. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. On this week's episode, I'm going to be discussing a Facebook ads tip. And it's basically a tip that you can use to start off with a broader audience and really get very niche with that audience and make sure you're getting your product or your service in front of the right people who have a real interest in what you're offering. So the way you're going to do this is I'm going to use our agency here as an example. So our typical customers would be business owners, marketing managers, company directors, marketing officers. So we would use content just like this, helpful content, not sales content, but helpful content that, establishes you as the expert in your industry or provides some valuable, helpful information to the people in your audience, the people who could be your customers. And we would broadly target that content towards them across Facebook ads, so across Facebook and Instagram. And what we would do then is once an audience of people has watched 50% of that content, so you can create a custom audience inside Facebook ads of all the people who've watched at least 50% of that content. So they've watched a good chunk of your video. There's definitely some interest there. So now you can take that custom audience, and in our case, we would do something like now promote a case study to them. And at the end of the case study, have a lead gen form where they can set up a call with us for an exploratory call about their business and how we could potentially help them. So what that does basically is you can start off with this much broader audience. You can use video and get quite a low cost per 1,000 impressions, a low CPM, and get that content out there. And then get really niche with it. They've watched half the video. You know that audience definitely has some interest in your content and what you're offering. And then present to them, not a sales pitch, but just, something that's going to be pique their interest. That kind of next step, maybe along the funnel for your product or service. In our case, as I say, it might be something like a case study. And then, you want to gather their information. So we would use a lead gen form or a landing page then to grab their info and maybe, in our case, set up a meeting. In your case, it might be to purchase a product or purchase a service. So that's a really kind of nice way of broadly targeting an audience initially and really narrowing it down, niching it down. You can also test it. You could go as far as 75% of the video watched. Depends on your budget and how much you're targeting, whether you'll have a big enough audience to be able to do that or not. And of course, with everything with digital marketing, it comes down to testing. So you may find, that it's much better to do 50 than 75 or vice versa. That just comes down to testing your conversions. So that's a really nice way to use the Facebook ads platform to broadly target an audience and then narrow it down and get people into your sales funnel. Thanks for listening. That's been this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please jump into your Apple Podcasts, your Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever your favorite podcast platform is, and just make sure to follow and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a review if you enjoyed the episode, I'd absolutely love for you to do that. We put out an episode every single week, all with digital marketing tips, case studies, ways to build your business with digital marketing. Also, if you are interested in bringing your own business online or looking at scaling your business, we'd love to chat with you here at CLIQ. You can visit us online at CLIQ.ie.